Well, hello. Glad you're with us, everybody, as we kick off another week here of Longshore and McKnight President's Day on the 16th of February. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Looking forward to a lot of good conversation this week.
How about me, huh? Anybody notice this?
It does look good. I'm not
there's
used
not
to
a-
that backdrop.
Yeah, there's not a hotel room bed behind me.
And
That's
the Sport magazine from like 1978.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that go out of business? Sport magazine.
Right around then. Around then.
Who's on the cover of that Sport magazine?
That's me. That's an interesting story. Yeah.
You know, it kind of looked like Dale Murphy from afar, but yeah,
Oh,
I do see it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
This was back many years ago when they had a stand in New Orleans where you could do that kind of stuff, and I did that as a kid. But yeah, it's good to be back. Although I'll be at the home studio today, home studio tomorrow. I'll be back on the road to do the show Wednesday from Monroe, Louisiana.
And Monroe had to be on the itinerary coming up.
Friday, maybe Thursday and Friday. I'm not sure of the itinerary. One day this week, I'll be in Mobile, Alabama, too.
How about that?
The road continues with basketball, and there was plenty of it over the weekend.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, it's tough days for Auburn basketball. They're in a free fall right now.
I kind of picked that up on my Auburn message board over the weekend. I was kind of busy doing a lot of stuff, and
if you're ever too busy for Auburn, if you're ever too busy for Auburn message board, John, you're just too busy. He'll make time for Auburn message board.
I mean,
honey,
no driveway time.
Yep.
I wasn't even near a radio, but I am told I can listen on my phone if I get into a pinch.
Yeah.
But no driveway time, nothing like that. I did catch little portions of the Auburn-Arkansas game, but heard about some things before the game, some players that were, should I put it, maybe being disciplined, one in particular. And maybe that had something to do with the poor performance in Fayetteville. Who am I to say?
That's what you're here to say.
Yeah.
What do you mean, who am I to say? That's your job to be here to say. Yeah. They lose. The guy that John's talking about but not talking about is Keyshawn Hall.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He's evidently, I don't know that he's done anything off the court. I do have a really strong sense that he hasn't done a lot on the defensive side of the court.
Yeah.
And that's maybe part of.
Did he make the trip to Fayetteville or did he stay in Auburn?
Oh, heck. I think he was. Anybody see him?
Yeah. The only reason I ask is I did see Charles Bediako on Alabama's bench Saturday night against South Carolina. I just was wondering if Hall made the trip to Fayetteville.
Here's the deal with Keyshawn Hall. He is Auburn's best player, best scorer, one of the best scorers in the league. He did not play. Now, of course, John asked, did he even make the trip? That I don't know, but I do know he might as well not have. And they end up losing to Arkansas in Fayetteville by 13. I think there's their fourth straight loss.
Ooh.
And they are now on the wrong side of the bubble. Hall did not play.
Yeah.
Before the game, Stephen Pearl confirmed that the move was for disciplinary reasons. And he is tired of having to have those conversations with his team. He said on the post-game radio, which John missed, and I couldn't.
I didn't. I missed
Auburn played at 7:30. Alabama played at 7:30. Troy played at 7:30, so I didn't get to watch or listen to anything else. But anyway, in the Auburn post-game radio show, which a lot of times after an Auburn loss, John is making a special point to listen to.
That has happened before, yes.
With whether it's football or basketball. He said this to Andy Burcham, and I think Randall Dickey was there, didn't listen. Quote, "We have got to stop having distractions for the next month. I can't keep having to be in these situations where I have to sit players in order to discipline them and make a point." Now, Nathan King of Auburn Undercover says, that Hall is the third such example this season of Pearl sitting an Auburn player or limiting his role due to off-the-court problems. Todd
Really?
Bird didn't start Auburn's first two SEC games after he, quote, did not uphold our program's standards, which is what he said about Keyshawn Hall's situation on Saturday. I know he hadn't been playing much defense, but there may be
I think that's an issue, yes.
And then backup point guard Caden Magwood served a suspension that has turned into him being, not even playing really.
I did not know that. As a matter of fact, I'm not real familiar with that young man, but
well,
if you
he's
say
a freshman backup. So,
okay. Hey, freshmen can get a little sideways too.
Yeah, but very few freshmen gain John's attention in basketball.
Yeah, true.
Very few teams in college basketball gain John's attention, but
one good Saturday afternoon. More on that later.
It's a bad situation in that they're not playing very well. They are they've lost 4 in a row now.
With a trip to Starkville coming up midweek, I believe.
Yep, they sit at 5-7 in the league. They still have a winning record, but it's 14-11. And right now, my read is that they are on the bottom side of the bubble and deserve to be.
Yeah.
And golly, they need to start winning some games.
8 o'clock tip in Starkville on Wednesday. Then Kentucky comes into town on Saturday for a Saturday night tilt, like that tilt. And at Oklahoma, Ole Miss comes to Auburn. LSU comes to Auburn. And then they travel to Tuscaloosa.
So
to wrap things up. So I don't want to jump to conclusions. I've never liked doing that.
I'll move the conversation along and let that one go.
All of these
jumping to conclusions,
suspensions and whatnot that you just described a moment ago.
Yeah.
Should I just go ahead and say, man, this is the first step towards a transfer? Look for these 3 to be wearing a different uniform next season. I'm just asking. I'm not saying just, if the coach is sitting them and there's a little attitude issue and maybe some lips poked out, I'll show this guy. I ain't playing here next year. I'm out.
I'll go.
I don't have to play defense.
The epic movie Airplane with the commentary when they were up in trouble in the air and the stewardess was trying to inflate the automatic pilot. And you had the commentary, with the guy from Tahiti. And you also had the guy, I say, let him crash. There's Auburn fans are saying, I say, let him transfer. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but they're in a bad way right now.
Yeah.
They got, they've lost 4 in a row. They were a pretty safe bet to make the tournament. They've got to win. What do you think, fans? 4 out of their last 6, 3 out of their last 6. They go 3-3 in their last 6. Then they're in trouble. They're in trouble anyway. They got players that they really need that are not upholding the standards of the program. Stephen Pearl's first year could be going more smoothly. I will say that.
Did Bruce get out at the right time? Did he kind of see what was happening and said, I'm going to put little Pearl in there and let him deal with this, kind of, jump in the fire, so to speak, and just get at it right from the get-go? We're not going to ease into this. We're going to make him work for it and kind of see what it's like to struggle a little bit. I did read some of that on Auburn message boards, which I thought was a little unwarranted.
That was probably not the only school's message board that you read that on either, because it is a popular topic elsewhere. Yep, it's interesting. Alabama, they win over a bad South Carolina team.
Yeah, terrible.
89-75. There's kind of a doubleheader on Wednesday. Okay. Alabama will play at home against Arkansas on Wednesday at 6 on ESPN. Auburn will play at Mississippi State at 8 on Wednesday on ESPN 2. So it's good that they're not both on the same network. That way, if you're an Auburn fan, you don't have to sit there and watch the end of of the Alabama game before you get to your game. You can go
Yeah.
ahead and turn off of it and watch your team, and that's the best of both worlds right there.
But I was able to watch there again, not the entire games, because there again, Alabama, South Carolina, I didn't think was going to be much of a game, and the score certainly indicated that as it played out to the final. I did see some of the Auburn game due to the fact that I believe that game was on ESPN Saturday night. Maybe ESPN too, but I think it was on ESPN, wherever it was.
It was.
I was able to view that one because I was in the nation's capital over the weekend, and where I was positioned during the games, they did not have the SEC network. But since I have YouTube TV, I can watch it on my phone, which was very nice. They asked a bunch of questions. We see you're not at your normal place or something like that, or you're out of your zip code. Is this you? You got to tap a bunch of stuff, but it's pretty easy. You can watch your YouTube account anywhere. So I was able to watch that via phone. But
I mean, there are people watching us now on their phone.
Right here. That's what I hear. It's amazing. That's incredible. I mean, technology. I'm slow to it, but I've kind of figured it out a little bit from here and there. So it's kind of neat. Yeah, real slow. So I even had not an issue, but I couldn't line my face up into the screen on the clear panel going through TSA yesterday. And the lady, sir, your face needs to be in this oval for it to turn green. I went, that's what the deal
Sometimes
is.
we have this issue with John on this program. I have to lean over and pull his chair because John doesn't sit very much.
No.
Number two, he doesn't sit still very much. I mean, we'll be starting a segment over there, and John will be like, "Hey, welcome in, everybody." And about 4 minutes in, John will be like, "Right here, come on, let's go back." He just.
See, I'm used to a cameraman moving with me, but I've got to actually have to move myself, and sometimes
pay
I forget
attention.
How that happens.
Chris the Bammer is watching us on the phone.
There you go, Chris. Sweet.
Just don't do it while you're driving. Listen to us on Spotify when you're driving. Okay.
Exactly. That we don't want any accents, people watching their phones, but that's good stuff. So, Bama, kind of a workmanlike night, taking care of South Carolina. As I mentioned, Charles Bediako, saw him on the bench. I guess he's still part of the team in some regard. I don't know. Can he practice with them? Can he be like a practice squad guy?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
They have students that make the trips and, sit on the bench and everything that are grad assistants or just student assistants. Sometimes the same guys that inflate the basketballs or, sweep the floors and all that kind of stuff before practice. If some guy gets, disciplined, gets suspended or something, they say, golly, we need to have an extra guy to, we got to have an extra guy to travel.
Look at this. Gurn pulled it up. Yeah.
There we go.
We have the answer to our question. Charles is still practicing.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't have a problem with that because, you have students, they'll say, hey, why not let him get out there? We need a fifth man on the scrub team to help run us through, the opposing team's plays. You do have that, all right, they're going to run this. They call it horns and they're going to, do this and that. And then you run through. Why not let a 6'11" guy go down?
I think it's a great idea.
I doubt he's sweeping the floor.
No,
he's over there pumping up the basketballs, but Bediako can still serve a role.
He's enjoying all the perks of being a college athlete. Great meals, great medical care, great travel,
girls,
all those kind of good things.
Yeah.
Bill from Baltimore says he needs to help the Lady Tide in practice. Yeah, I don't know what their record is. I hadn't really been following.
They're great.
Oh, are they?
Kidding me? They're doing great. Christy Curry is rocking right now.
I love to hear that. Yeah.
And, Pat Summitt was the first one to do that when she was the head coach of the Tennessee women. They would have student assistants that were guys.
Yeah.
She would hold like an open tryout for guys, hey, you want to come to practice every day and scrimmage against our girls teams? And, the student population, basketball-wise, is usually pretty good.
Sure, yeah.
John used to say some of the frat leagues they had back in the day.
Oh,
man, you think they're physical in SEC basketball. You wait till, the the Pi Caps play the SAEs.
Yeah, it was pretty tough stuff. I saw a lot of bent up fingers and broken collarbones and stuff in intramurals back in the day. It was fun. In the lady intramural games, woo, hair pulling. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I took that, I had to have an easy A one semester, so I took sports officiating and I had to officiate.
Oh, you didn't officiate a girls' girls' Greek basketball game?
No, I didn't. It was only men in basketball, but I did official volleyball, which was the girls. You had to blow the whistle and move your arm, and some girl served too early before I made the motion for her to serve it, and I called a foul on her. She got a little upset about that. I said, honey, you gotta follow the rules here. And I teed a guy up that I knew that I grew up with as well when I was officiating one of his games over at the rec center. That was you always had to have that one good class every semester that you knew you could make an A in and you actually enjoyed going to. Not to say that going to pre-calculus is not enjoyable for some people, just wasn't my cup of tea.
I wasn't. All right. Already today, John says, who am I to say?
Yeah.
When he's usually the first one to say. Number two, I don't want to be that guy. He's always that guy. And number three, you just heard John say, sometimes I just had to have a class with an easy A.
Sure. Yeah. Every semester I had one. I picked one out. Usually,
wait a minute. You had so you were in Alabama for quite a few semesters. I mean, John spent
4 years, 8 semesters. Well, including summer school, that would have been 9 because I went to summer school one summer too.
But he did go more than 4 years. I mean, I would have to say John had a few extra semesters more than the average person. So he's able to find enough classes to have an easy A every semester. Are there enough easy classes at the University of Alabama for John to have an A every semester?
I was able to find one. Now, some people might not think they're easy or as enjoyable, but I did. So sports officiating I did take that one semester. I certainly did.
Mom and dad is scrimping, saving. They're eating hamburger helper without the hamburger.
Yeah.
They're eating the cheap bread so they can save money for Junior to go to college.
And
study sports officiating.
Just 1 3-hour A. Look at my profession over the last 30 plus years. That classes come into play. I needed to know the rules. If you're going to talk about sports, you certainly need to know what the rules are.
If you're going to complain about stupid rules, you got to at least know what they are.
Exactly. And I made an A in it. So, hey, I'm in for it. It is a win-win. I thought coaching football was a crip class too, and it wasn't. I can promise you that.
No, there's a lot more involved in it now than back when you took that class. Too, so.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. A lot of national stuff as well that happened while we were gone. And hey, come on, easy, tap the brakes. We're going to get to the Phantom in about an hour. I mean, it's some giddiness here. I don't know if they don't know what the results were, but taking a shot. But don't worry, we'll go over the Daily Dog in about an hour. We had a dog over the weekend. We'll have one today as well. So just, ease up. It's okay. Yeah. We'll also continue the starting 5 today. And today we're going to talk about Florida. We're going to take a school every day for the remainder. I don't know. We got about 12 left, I guess. And go through their starting 5 games this fall in football. And we'll quickly recap the 3 that we've been through because we kind of went through those quickly on Friday. But that is something we're going to do over the next, week or two. How difficult or what kind of record can SEC schools expect after their first 5 football games?
Sometimes you're just lucky. We'll talk about the Phantom later.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're Ty, who said, I took swimming for fitness for an easy A. Girl was in my class that appeared in the Girls of the SEC edition of Playboy. I wonder if it was the same one that you and I had to interview live on the air that time.
Yeah. Ty, did you go to Auburn? Just curious.
Ty is winning all over the place. Let's take a break. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight on Striped Shirt Monday. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Ram Truck Month is here at Stivers, Alabama's #1 volume CDJR dealer. New Rams, 19 grand off or 0% for 6 years. And heavy duties, 14 grand off. Backed by Ram's 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Only at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The President's Day sales event is on at Stivers, Alabama's #1 volume CDJR dealer. Grand Cherokees under 27 grand or up to 15 grand off. Wranglers, 14 grand off. And Gladiators, 16 grand off. Only at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs. Okay, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us. About 21 minutes past the hour on this Monday, President's Day. I know a lot of people have the day off. We appreciate everybody hopping on with us today and checking us out, our live version. Of course, we're on 24/7, so you can watch us anytime at your convenience on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple Tunes, Yellowhammer News, and yellowhammernews.com. So many ways to check us out. We really appreciate that. And even though it is a holiday, Barry, Dennis Mitchell and Robbie from Greenville, big on the River Region Straw chat line, coming in early today.
Love it, love it, love it. Dennis, first of all, and we're gonna hit some of this quick. First of all, news from Dennis: Sacramento State is joining the. No, Dennis, this is wrong. He says, John and Barry, big news for the Mountain West Conference. Sacramento State is joining as a football-only member, just like North Dakota State.
What school is that, Barry? I'm not familiar with that spelling.
Sacramento State.
Oh, Sacramento. Now, that looked like Sacramento. Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Okay, Sacramento, which is what Romy called it. Sacramento State. Only reason why I really know about Sacramento State is Troy has a basketball player who started out at Sacramento State. Dennis, you're wrong, though. They're not going to the Mountain West Conference. Sacramento State is going to the MAC. As a football-only member. You are right about that. Now, the Mid-American Conference, they're losing Northern Illinois. They need to have them. It's like Kent State, Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Sacramento State, which is in California.
Correct. The capital, I believe.
Yep. Also, the setting for the fabled 70s television sitcom 8 is Enough, or TV drama 8 is Enough.
I did not know it was.
Yeah, they were in Sacramento.
I did not know that. Wow.
Also, Dennis says Tang orange juice is gone at Kansas State. Jerome Tang has been let go. Your thought, John and Barry? They're terrible this year. Bad situation there, even probably a worse situation than Auburn, because they're awful this year. And they had an absolutely embarrassing loss to, I think, Cincinnati last week. Ooh. And the students were out there with bags on their heads. Not and they good. Were saying, he was saying, these guys don't deserve to wear the purple. And they're probably not next year. Yeah. Because, and so the athletic director fired him. They're going to fire him for cause. $18 million for dissing it. He said what he said about our student athletes is troubling. So you can't do that. Also, there's one more from Dennis. But
doesn't he have a First Amendment right? Can't he say what he wants to? Anyway,
you gotta You know better than that. You know better than that. No, First Amendment, he can say what he wants to.
Yeah, I mean,
but he can also suffer the consequences. Also, from Rob.
Second. Dennis.
Dennis had another one I couldn't get.
I got to come clean with you. I had no clue who the basketball coach at Kansas State was. Tang or Wang or.
It's a parking lot.
But Dennis, I appreciate that. I do recall the bag incident.
It's a great, big, beautiful sporting world out there. Now, this about Robbie from Greenville. Barry, what's going on with Troy Hoops? Offense couldn't get out of the 60s. I heard bad stuff about officiating at Southern Miss Saturday night. Troy needs to get back on track. Sunbelt is a one-bid league. Yeah, which means it's all about the tournament, Robbie, and Troy's got to get ready. Yeah, it's been a difficult stretch for Troy, which was sailing along at 8-1 in the league. The officiating was not very good, and there were some injuries down the stretch. Robbie's thoroughly caffeinated this morning. Let's see what's the latest on Alabama wide receiver Latsier Brooks? Not even close on the first.
It was a car accident, I believe.
I hope he is okay after an accident. It's weird because number one, he's okay. Evidently, he's fine. But he posted Latsier Brooks, Alabama wide receiver. Last year was a freshman. Was a really good receiver. One that actually exceeded expectations. And he posted on his Instagram account under the caption, "God is good," a picture of him with a neck brace on.
Okay.
Evidently, he was involved in a car accident. But that Instagram post was later deleted after everybody lost their minds over the whole thing. My understanding is that he's okay. It was a minor accident, and the neck brace was just precautionary. But,
I think his lawyer, Jackie Childs, told him to put that neck brace on.
Yep.
Yeah. From the Seinfeld episode.
Yep. So there is that.
Yeah.
I think that catches up everybody on Robbie and
Robbie giving Dennis a shout out today, Barry. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
You don't see that every day.
You got to give it a little respect. He says, Dennis, well, all of a sudden
what's going on? Here we go.
Dennis is one step ahead of me. I didn't know Jerome Tang got fired. How in the world that anybody is ahead? I mean, Clarence Beeks is not one step ahead of Robbie from Greenville, for gosh sake.
No kidding.
There you go.
Well, good for a nice shout out there, Robbie. Way to give Robbie a little, Dennis a little love today. That's good.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. Other than that, Olympics.
You're gonna have to catch me up, Barry. I saw a copy of the Wall Street Journal, and they had some figure skater with his head down and a frowned look on his face. I went, that doesn't look good. That sounds like
don't get me wrong. I mean, I've been on a 6-day road trip, got back in Sunday morning at 3 a.m., and went to my granddaughter's birthday party yesterday, which was awesome.
How old?
Well, 4.
4.
She is 4, and she is amazing. Had a great time, but a little punchy this morning. It's a long drive.
I understand.
So I watched a little bit of it, what was it? Last night they had curling. It was the women's team curling. They can take something like a sport, and they can give you like 7 different gold medals for it. You have men's curling, you have women's curling, you have men's team curling, you have women's team curling, you have mixed men and women curling. I think the United States won a silver medal in boys and girls team curling. Men's curling took down the defending gold medalist. No idea. Sweden.
Yeah.
And I was watching a little bit yesterday. My how do I say this? My daughter-in-law's father was at the birthday party yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
And he's a big curling guy, and he was trying to explain it to me, and I still didn't really get it. But they had the Chinese women curling. I'm thinking, how big is curling in China?
Really? No kidding.
Is that a big deal over there? There was some cheating going on in the men's curling between the Canadians and the Swedes. When they ease up to the no, it was a verbal altercation.
Oh, okay.
You know, the guy, when you have the curling stone and you ease it forward and you're sliding forward and you let it go, he gave it a little extra nudge. I mean, they had it's like college football. See right there, the ball tipped off his hand and hit the ground. That's an incomplete pass where they go frame by frame.
Barry, I thought you could sling it as hard as you wanted to. I mean, what's it matter? You're just trying to get into a little space. However you get it there, it shouldn't really matter. I need to brush up on my curling rules.
We're probably all up in Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 topic.
Yeah, probably are.
I think probably in there too, right there. Yeah. Probably at the University of Alabama, John, there was probably a curling rules class you could take.
If they were, I missed it. I don't think we had any place to actually curl. We didn't have a.
You have ice hockey at Alabama as a club sport, I'm
not sure that was around when I was in school the first go round. I don't think we had that. One thing I did see, Barry, I did catch this a little bit because I commented on it. Was having lunch yesterday and they had the Olympics on. I had never seen what looked to me like indoor luge. It was the one-man luge competition going on. I'm kind of looking at the screen. Restaurant's kind of loud. Can't really hear what they're saying. Didn't really have to. I could see what they were doing.
Right.
But they were running this luge competition, and it looked like the entire run was indoors of some sorts. I don't know what type of building it was in or how big it was, but
now they have the luge
around in circles a lot, maybe, and make But I thought, man, I've never seen indoor luge.
It's like the water flume over there in Auburn, where the football players go and eat watermelon. But it's outdoors, but it's covered, or at least I think it's covered. But we were talking about that a little bit because they had two-man luge, which
I try not to watch that. It kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah. Because you got, again, they're on a sled about the size of a cafeteria tray.
Mm-hmm.
You got one guy who lays on the sled, and, you got another guy who lays on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, does he do anything? Is he
I was
steering?
wondering, does anybody do anything once they get started? I mean, they run, hop on the luge, and one guy hops on top of the other guy. And they hang on. That's all they do after that. The bottom guy, I don't know. Are there youth leagues for this? I mean, do you have starter programs?
Yeah.
Is there the Greater Bloomington, Minnesota Junior Luge program or something to get kids off the streets?
Well, Barry, you got to make sure that the age gap's not real big. I don't think a 28-year-old man and a 14-year-old boy ought to be doing the two-man luge together. Just saying. I mean, that's just me.
How do they determine who's the bottom guy?
Yeah.
Is the bottom guy the fat guy? That's what I would do.
Do you want more weight toward the bottom?
Yeah, a little bit more cushion for the. Well, do you want the fat guy on the bottom?
Well, it's like
who is
the
that? Do they draw straws? Do they alternate? Do they go, rock, paper, scissors? And okay, I'll be the bottom guy because it doesn't take any skill.
What about the four-man luge? The four-man bobsled. The two guys in the middle aren't doing anything.
You know what they're there for?
The guy in the back's got the brake.
Do you remember way back in the day in the 80s? I want to say, golly, what year was it? It was one of the Winter Olympics. It may have been the same Winter Olympics that Tanya Harding whacked Nancy Kerrigan with the baton, or Tanya Harding's boyfriend. Anyway, they had the four-man luge, and that was the Olympics, I think, where Herschel tried to qualify in the four-man bobsled.
Right.
Yeah, and all the, Herschel, to me, get Bo. I don't care how old he is. There is no reason in the world why Derrick Henry cannot be one of the inside guys in the four-man bobsled for the United States. You get somebody big, strong, and fast, and all they do is run about a 40-yard sprint, hard as they can, hop in, and the added weight. Well,
that's what I'm wondering about, the added weight. I think it's like a jockey. You've got to be strong and lightweight so you can, not so you can be fast.
You got to be fast and big, I would think. The Jamaican bobsled team in that great motion picture, Cool Runnings with John Candy. They had a guy from Haiti that's a long distance skier.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, how in the world does he practice whatever it is Nordic skiing in Haiti? But
I don't get it. Bama Pride is It's
here's the thing.
caffeinated, not decaffeinated. Decaffeinated coffee's worthless. I mean, why would you do that? Come on.
Well,
So yeah, this is some community coffee, Bama Pride. Thanks for asking.
but there are so many I like the Olympics. I like watching people compete and seeing, hey, we'll see what this guy's got, and when the chips are down and all that stuff. The guy you were talking about was like the prohibitive favorite. His name was Ilya something. He's an American. And he was way out in front. He was going to win the gold medal. They had invested a lot of time and airtime promoting this guy. All he had to do was finish this one thing, and he fell twice.
Ooh.
He blew it. He told everybody, man, I blew it. Those are stories as well. The thing I like seeing some of the down the line NBC announcers, like that one guy, I can't think, his name is Andrew Siciliano or something. Dude's got ears like this, man. Looks like a taxi cab running down the street with the doors open, but he's good, you know. I can't go with Snoop Dogg.
Is he at the Olympics?
Man, he's like the feature guy. He's getting more airtime than Tirico, it feels like, you know?
I see. I hadn't watched enough. Yeah, wow. Okay.
Snoop Dogg is in Milan. He's in Cortina. He's doing whatever Snoop Dogg does. And I love me some Snoop. Gin and juice, you know. Got his mind on his money and his money on his mind. You know, nothing against Snoop.
What a lyric. What a lyric. Wow.
But what in the world is Snoop doing as a feature reporter at the Olympic Games? He's there for, you know, demographics, I guess.
I just, you know,
I don't like that necessarily.
There again, I don't watch. I don't know. Maybe I should watch a lot. Maybe I'm unpatriotic for not watching the Olympics more. Maybe I watch Summer Olympics more than Winter. I don't know. I'll make an effort to watch a little bit more, and not just have it, you know, where I say, wow, look at that luge indoors. Never seen that before. That's kind of neat. But you know, I've ice skated before, but not a lot. So I'm not really interested in the ice skating. It is amazing what they're able to do on a sheet of ice and twirl and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, just kind of loses me a little bit. But I did see a couple of things there over the Olympics. How about MJ winning the Daytona 500? Michael Jordan, owner of the team that won at Daytona yesterday. That's pretty impressive. He is a North Carolina native. And, of course, NASCAR is very big in the state of North Carolina. And, man, MJ and his team bringing home the checkered flag.
The man cannot help but winning. We were eating the team meal, the Troy basketball team meal in Hattiesburg was at Walk-On's Sports Bar, which is pretty nice. Got in a big old discussion. The coaches, Coach Cross and Coach Campbell especially, were arguing with some of the younger players who think LeBron's the greatest of all time, and we're all Michael Jordan guys.
Yep.
And, you know, Jordan was the GOAT. I was on Team Jordan there, you know. The LeBron, I said, there's no load management with MJ.
No.
In the 6 years that he played for championships, he won all 6. And in those 6 years, he missed like 6 games total in 6 years. There's no load management like there is with LeBron. LeBron's sitting out so he can rest. There was none of that kind of stuff. MJ, if you had to have a game where you're thinking, okay, my life hangs in the balance. We don't win this game, then they're going to take my life somehow. I want to go MJ with anybody because he would cut out somebody's heart to win a game.
Yeah.
And I like that. And, you know, obviously him being an owner in NASCAR kind of elevates their profile a good bit. But he ain't in it just to say, hey, and, you know, shake a few hands and do some autographs. Jordan's in there, and he gets those guys together. He's one of the part owners. He's not the only owner. And he says, all right, enough with all that. How are we going to win this thing? What are we going to do to win? I'm not surprised at all that a team that Michael Jordan is an owner in wins at the Daytona 500.
Yeah, pretty impressive stuff there. I mean, MJ's, you know, adding another ring. That's pretty impressive. I did not realize, Barry, and I'll get to this later when we get into the Daily Dog, that was it NBA All-Star Weekend or something? Because I see the NBA doesn't pick back up until Thursday.
Yeah.
Don't panic. We still have some Daily Dogs we can deal. As a matter of fact, we've already got one for today, but we'll get into that in about 30 minutes or so.
Will you stop bringing that up? John's hinting his behind off about all this. Yeah. Hey, don't forget, everybody, Daily Dog coming up.
Well, I kind of slipped on Friday, and we got a little behind, but we did release it. It was just at a different time than we normally do. And it did not affect the outcome in which we were shooting for. More on that later. But what is this Team Stars, Team Stripe? Wait a minute.
It was.
Did they only play one quarter? The score was 47-21.
I don't know what the deal is.
What are they doing?
It was better, but it still wasn't great.
Huh.
So yeah, just
4 days without an NBA game. It's gonna be tough.
It was definitely better. So let's take a break. More to come, including we're going to hit up what John likes to call his starting five. Mr.
That's
Future
coming up.
Schedule's over here. Cannot wait to take a
Mm-hmm.
look. That's coming up in about 20 minutes on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You got a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun.
Hey, I got your Bud Light.
Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
What I miss?
I have no idea.
Love is in the air, and so is your chance to win during Victoryland Casino's BMW and 25K giveaway. Drive away in a brand new BMW or win your share of $25,000 in free play. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Stop by the Players Club and fall in love with this month's exciting free play promotions. There's more ways to win at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino is located off I-85, exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings February 27th and 28th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us. About 18 minutes to the top of the hour. And yeah, that BMW and 25K giveaway going on at Victoryland. The more you visit, the better your chances of winning. That'll be in about 10 days or so. They'll be giving all that away. So head on out to Victoryland where you can be a winner too. This kind of, I guess, kind of goes together. I saw that there was a power foursome in golf over the weekend. Our current president, Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, and Ron DeSantis, who is the governor of Florida, played golf yesterday. I know they didn't play in D.C. because the weather was terrible. So they obviously played down in South Florida. Who was the most powerful guy in that foursome? Some people will debate that fact. But I bet
it's not debatable if Saban had,
Yeah. Interesting foursome. I do wonder what they spoke about and who won, because they're all very competitive. I would think that would be an interesting match. Barry, I did have the opportunity to do something over the weekend that I've never done before, and I'm so glad I did it. I was excited about it. It was a lot of fun, but it was very educational as well, and really, really cool. I got to tour the White House on Saturday.
The capital W, capital H White House?
I did. Sure did. It's about a month in planning. I had to fill out a lot of registration and, background checks and things of that nature. We did that about a month ago. Here I am with my lovely wife and two daughters. You cannot take a cell phone on the tour except for select places. And this is outside. This is the door when the heads of state come to visit the president, and they pull up in the car and the president walks out the door and greets them.
Now, for those people who don't know, that you do not have 3 runway models that will greet you and take you through. That's actually John's wife and daughters. Daughters,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a cool area there. And then the heads of state walk through those doors. There's a nice area in which they wait for the president, which is really cool. But anyway, we had to make this, fill out all this stuff. And then when we got there, we had to go through several checkpoints.
good.
Again, as we got into the White House. But it was really cool. We got to see the room in which Trump and all of his cabinet members get together and meet, which was really cool. We weren't able to go in, but we could see where the Situation Room is. And we got to go to where down the steps in the door, and it says Situation Room on the door.
Does it really say
cool.
Situation Room? I thought that was kind of a nickname.
It sure does.
I thought it might be called I don't know, the Ulysses S. Grant Room or something like that. But they actually have a thing on the Situation Room.
It says that on the door. It sure
I would
does.
like to get a screwdriver and unscrew that and put it on the door of John's studio there. Yeah,
that's a good point. Went outdoors to the Rose Garden. Beautiful, beautiful area. You see the presidents walk from the residence to the Oval Office and other parts of the White House in that area. Very pretty. Trump put up the wall of fame of all of the presidents. As you walk down that corridor, there's a picture of every president except one. And it's the one right next to Trump, and it says auto pen. It says it on the plaque. And I'm thinking, I just thought that was a myth. It really is. It does say that. And there is an auto pen in the picture. There's not a picture of Biden there, but
what is
it's a beautiful area.
Did I miss something here?
Yeah.
But Hall of Fame, I'm sure there are probably some presidents on there that he considered a couple. All right, we'll put him on there too.
Yeah, I mean, they were all there except that one. That was the only one that wasn't. I tell you though, Barry, the Oval Office is spectacular. And no, we weren't able to actually walk in, but it's roped off and you can look into the Oval Office. And there's a big picture of Ronald Reagan on the wall. And there's several other presidents. It is a gorgeous room. But what I noticed, Barry, is things are smaller in the White House. Television makes it look so much bigger, particularly the Oval Office. I thought, wow, this office is not as big as I thought. And the corridors and just the rooms, things are tighter than you would think. You would think these big, expansive hallways and big, expansive rooms, but you're kind of
the thing was built in like 1800 and renovated during the Truman years or something like that.
There again, it's beautiful. I mean, big, heavy doorways, and I mean, you can tell it is extremely well built. I just found it a little tighter and smaller than expected.
Well, I mean, it was not supposed to be there. Originally there was no such thing as television and no such thing as, situation rooms and, banks of computers at the bottom and stuff like that. I'm getting a lot of texts from people who are explaining to me what auto pen means. I get it now. I had no idea. I had none.
It does actually say that on the picture. It's amazing.
But there is no picture.
There is no picture. The picture
is
an auto pen. That is the picture that is hanging on the wall of fame there.
That's a little
I've never
petty,
seen an auto
isn't it?
pen, but it's there.
That's a little bit petty, right? That's like saying that's like having a grouping of all the head football coaches at the University of Alabama's picture.
Yeah, and
except
Bill Curry's not there.
Yeah, that's petty.
So there are plaques under each one of those pictures of the presidents, and there's a little write-up about what they did and stuff like that. And under that one,
auto pen,
it actually says Sleepy Joe on it.
What?
It does.
In the White House.
Yes.
The home of the American president.
It does say that on the plaque. I mean, I had to double take. I went, really? Wow, look at that. It does. It actually references that twice on the plaque.
Wow.
That he has up there. But then we went
back in the late 90s, they didn't say Slick Willie or you didn't have like Tricky Dick or anything like that or
Yeah, but it does say that on there. So we wrapped up. One of the last places we went was to the press pool where Caroline Leavitt has the conferences all the time. And
holy
it's called the
can you
press
turn
pool.
down your ringer? Because I mean it's dinging. There we go.
Yeah, so there we go.
I'll take questions. Make them snappy.
I'll take questions, and that is where she stands when she addresses the press and the media. And it's called the press pool because I believe it was Roosevelt, I want to say, built a pool there. And they filled it in the Nixon administration and built the press room. And it was over a pool, so they call it the press pool. It is not a big area either. It looks much bigger on TV.
They used to have on Saturday Night Live. They used to have Richard Pryor guest host, and he was like the first black president, and they had him up there, and that was a lot bigger. That set was a lot bigger than the actual press pool.
So it was really cool. I've been looking forward to going. Never had been there again. Being able to look into the Oval Office was incredible. The Rose Garden was phenomenal. The cabinet meeting room, just so many cool places. And the pictures that were on the wall, there were so many really, really cool pictures. There are a lot of pictures of our current president on the wall and kind of like action shots. He's here meeting this heads of state. He's here in front of a helicopter. He's here getting on Air Force One. A lot of pictures of Melania as well, which were very nice to look at. Caroline Leavitt was not there. Jeff, unfortunately, I would have liked to have seen her, but there weren't a lot of, there's a lot of Secret Service in the
I would hope
obviously.
So.
If you kind of strayed away, they were there to kind of point you back to go the right way. But several Secret Service guys there in the White House. But it was really cool. But one of the other cool things, Barry, we were in a great experience going in and out of the Montgomery Regional Airport. But we were, the weather was kind of tough, and it snowed in D.C. about 3 weeks ago. There is still snow everywhere. I mean, there is snow all over Washington, D.C. I was amazed. They've got the streets cleared and all that, but on the sides of the streets and whatnot, there is snow everywhere. And if the weather was, kind of like it was here, so we were a little delayed leaving DCA yesterday. But once we got airborne, we're about, halfway to Montgomery, maybe closer to Montgomery than we are from D.C. And I look out the window and I take a video of this sunset that is probably one of the prettiest sunset I have ever seen.
It was right by the engine.
Here. Then you hear my wife go, okay, that's enough, stop. But I thought, what a beautiful sunset there. That was really pretty. I wanted to share that. You don't see that very often when you're up flying, particularly on a rainy day. I thought
bad day like
that was pretty. We'd
Very
share that
nice.
with all the blues and the oranges. I had a little Auburn moment there, Barry. Get it? See, blue and the orange. I wanted to share that
I was
with our
about
friends.
to say, when you say Auburn moment, I'm thinking, did somebody at Reagan International walk by him with an Auburn cap on? And
Well, I will. Now that you mention it, Barry, I probably saw 6 to 7 people with some type of Auburn gear on, from either with going up Friday or coming back yesterday. In the airport in D.C., I did not see one person with Alabama gear. I saw at least 6 with Auburn gear on, at least. And I think I might have seen one of the Auburn sports teams because I saw some girl with a backpack, had a little Auburn tag on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what, I got the radar, Barry. So, ding, Auburn tag,
now that is true.
Hundreds
John
of
and I have
thousands
been
of
at
people
events.
in this airport, and I picked them out. It's unbelievable.
That is the thing. That's a superpower. John and I have been at events where there are, hundreds and hundreds of people, and John say, look at that Aub. And I'm like, and
unbelievable.
I said,
Did not see
he says 35 yards back at about 11 o'clock.
I can spot them. And I look at my wife and go, look over there. Always.
That's
they're everywhere.
8-year-old kid
Yeah.
with an Auburn ball cap. How do you even see that?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I did not see anybody famous, did not see our senators while they were there. There again, Trump was at Mar-a-Lago, so he couldn't squeeze 5 minutes in for me during the tour. I was kind of disappointed. I thought he had a couple of things. I thought I'd be helpful spending some time with him, but he wasn't there. And once again, Barry, did not see anybody I knew on my flight. Unbelievable. I usually see at least one person I know going and coming. Did not know anybody.
Losing his touch, man.
Well, I love it because there's a lot of people on our flights. So I'm like the fact that people are utilizing the Montgomery Regional Airport, particularly our nonstop service to the nation's capital. So glad to see that. But I just, wanted that. I told some of my buddies, says, hey, man, I went on a tour of the White House today. They were kind of geeked up. Oh, really, man? That's cool. Well, tell me about some pictures and whatnot.
So for all of our viewers and all of our listeners and our chatters and all that kind of stuff, you said you had to do a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Fill out a lot of things. I don't know how deep they had to go into your background. Are you now? Have you ever been a member or anything like that? But if some of our people say, man, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sounded like he was having a good time. Look at him. A picture of him on the press pool, a picture of him with his wife and daughters over there. Worth it? I mean, would you encourage someone else to fill out all the paperwork, do all that kind of stuff?
And it's not like it was War and Peace. I mean, it was about a month ago, and they, name, social security number, stuff like that. They just kind of checked on you. But going through that checkpoint, those Secret Service guys are there. They're looking at your license, and they're looking at you, and they're looking at a computer. And I'm thinking, uh-oh.
Let me think.
Those parking tickets are coming back to get me.
All right, there is that.
But
John's they finally just do this number. They finally go, and John's like,
yeah, cool. Yeah,
you always have that feeling in the back of your head. At one time that I got in a bit of a fracas with a guy at the fraternity house, and I called him a name. It's probably on there. The guy said, okay, you're clean. And John's like, yeah. Because you're thinking I may be kissing that, that shag carpet in a moment or two with a knee in the back.
And I will say this as we wrap up, Barry, because I've been going to DC a lot over the last 3+ years since my daughter's been there. It is a cleaner, different city. And you heard about the National Guard and all that going up there months ago. And I saw some National Guard, not a lot, but I did see some. But it is different. I mean, it's clean. There's not a lot of people on the streets, sleeping on the streets and things of that nature. So whatever they've done a good job of it. But I did notice that too. So besides all the snow that they still are trying to get, I'm talking about, they had a ton of snow, so they just had to push it away from the streets. So a lot of it's still on the sidewalks and things of that nature up against the side of buildings, but it's going to be there a minute until it starts having about a week into the 50s. It's still be there.
Whew. It's good stories. I like that. I may have to do that. I've been by the White House.
Yep.
Never been
going. I think people should, take an effort to try to get. And there was about 10 people with us. There were some cadets from West Point that were with us, which was cool. They were young cadets from West Point. They were on the tour with us. But you kind of can go at your own pace, which is kind of nice. It's not like there's this guy leading you and, telling you everything about it. You kind of go, you have a little brochure and it tells you about all the places that you go, but you go at your pace. But there again, if you round a corner and go a little bit too far one way, there's somebody there to tell you to go back the other way. They're nice about it. They're standing.
Wait a minute. That sounds like Alabama's offensive line. They'll kind of look at you and ask you to go the other way, please. And they're nice about it. Are you talking about the Secret Service or the Alabama O-line?
Yeah, I get it.
If it would, just kind of head around past our quarterback, if you would. That'd be great.
Secret guys did not move. At least the Alabama offensive linemen act like they're moving it sometimes, but,
all except for Caden Proctor. Anyway.
Like an Olay block is what I noticed. But there again, I wanted to share that with you in that beautiful sunset. Awesome. I thought that was really cool coming in last night. But Barry, when we returned at the top of the hour, it is the starting five, something we're going to do throughout the next couple of weeks with the SEC football teams for 2026, their first 5 games. We'll quickly recap the first 3 that we went through and then kind of just take a team a day from this point on, just to kind of get you caught up. But to me, Barry, the first 5 games, which are usually played in the month of September,
right,
go a long way to the success or lack thereof of what football teams in this league are going to have.
And also, I don't know, which I'm getting more texts about. My text is turned down. More people telling me what auto pen really means and whether it was justified or not, or more people saying, for the love of God, when are we going to get to the Phantom's Daily Dog?
Patience, my friend. Patience.
Coming up as well. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry is Central Alabama's best-known jewelry store. Their location at 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree is conveniently located adjacent to Chappie's Deli. At Marguerite's, they have every jewelry item imaginable because they make it. They really make it. From rings, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and much, much more. Marguerite's can also repair, clean, and rework any jewelry item that you want to bring back to life. Whether you're on a budget or have no budget at all, Marguerite's has all types of jewelry for everyone. Go by and see them today or call 270-0074.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Montgomery Regional Airport is getting better the more you use it. MGM offers multiple nonstop daily flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington's Reagan National Airport via Delta and American Airlines. And beginning this April, MGM will offer daily nonstop flights to Houston's Intercontinental Airport via United Airlines. All of these cities offer easy connections to destinations all over the country and all over the world. Make travel more cost-effective and less stressful when you utilize your Montgomery Regional Airport. MGM, you can get there from here. Okay, welcome back in, everybody. A little after the hour number 2 of our program here today with Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light in conjunction with our friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Check it out for all the latest news, politics, lifestyle, and sports. Yellowhammernews.com. Video clips of this very program and a daily write-up about the show. You can find it at yellowhammernews.com.
All right. Let's get to it.
Okay.
We actually did get to it a little bit on Friday, just to ease what John likes to call, and John is the big future schedules guy, what he likes to call the starting five.
Yeah, starting five. And we'll quickly give you a recap. We go in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
We started with Alabama. I think both agree that the Tide should start out 5-0 with East Carolina at Kentucky, Florida State at home, South Carolina at home, and then at Mississippi State. To me, Barry, they're going to win those 5. If they don't, woo, it's going to be a long season.
5-0 before Georgia comes into Tuscaloosa on October the 10th, and that will be outstanding. Interesting to note that the strength of that first 5, not very great. There's a piece out right now on USA Today about the 5 coaches who are on the hot seat. And of those 5 coaches, 2 of them will coach against Alabama in the first 5 games. The 5 hottest seats in college football, Florida State and South Carolina, back to back. Can you get debored? I mean, because that may happen to Mike Norvell and to Shane Beamer if they lose. Deborated?
Deborated. Yeah, like Sabinated.
Sabinated.
Yeah.
All right.
Still don't know who won that golf match with Saban and Trump and Urban Meyer and DeSantis. I need some reporter to find out the results of that. All right, Arkansas, their first 5. Whew. It's going to be a tough month for the new head coach at Arkansas, Barry. Now, they should beat North Alabama.
Does John remember the name of the new head coach at Arkansas? Because he asked me that blatantly on Friday.
It's kind of a funny last name, if I recall.
Yeah, his name is Ryan Silverfield.
Silverfield, yes. Fields of silver. Nope, fields of gold is
next
what I've
time
heard.
That we talk about Arkansas, John will have to ask me his name again.
Silverfield,
it'll
interesting
go
name.
in and out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
North Alabama, from what you tell me, Barry, is a team they should be able to beat. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Then they're at Utah, then Georgia's the following week, then Tulsa. I guess they can beat them, and they're at A&M. On the surface, Barry, I'm looking at 2 and 3 in their
That's
first
what I'm
5.
looking at. That's what I'm looking at. They won't win at Utah. They won't beat Georgia in Fayetteville, and they dang sure ain't beating Texas A&M in College Station. Texas A&M, we'll get to them in just a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty sturdy.
I
So,
think
yeah,
so.
2 and 3. Thank you, North Alabama and Tulsa.
Auburn was the last team that we touched on before we get into our starting 5 today with
Yes.
Florida. Baylor in Atlanta, neutral side, but it is an Auburn home game. Southern Miss, don't know why you're playing them. Florida, hey, bringing that rivalry back.
Love
Vanderbilt,
it.
and some interesting matchups with the Commodores over the last couple
That's
of seasons.
homecoming, by the way, for what in
Man,
the
that is
world
purple.
that's worth.
Look at that. And then at Tennessee, another big rivalry, I'm told, in the first 5. So, is 4 and 1 fighting off more than I can chew?
Ooh, 4 and 1. I'm thinking 1 and 4, 2 and 4. Byron Brown.
Whoa.
There's no reason why Byron Brown can't hit the ground running because he's playing in the same system, playing for the same head coach. And hopefully, it looks like he's playing with a lot of the same players that he had at South Florida.
Yeah.
If he hits the ground running, they may start 1 and 1.
Yeah. 2 and 0. 1 and 1. Wait a minute. Who's going to beat them in the first 2 weeks?
Baylor?
What? I'm thinking Auburn goes at
TJ
worst 3 and 2. I think
God.
they beat Baylor, Southern Miss, and Vandy. Maybe have some trouble with Florida and Tennessee. Is that John Summerall's first SEC game? Is it
Yes.
at Auburn? Wow.
Yes. We're fixing to check that out in just a moment, though.
Yeah, and a team that he said when he got the job at Florida, we had offers from other schools. Ooh.
Yeah. They will. Florida is where we resume with live action. You know.
So what is your recap of? I got Auburn going.
I got them 1 and 4, John.
1 and 4. Whoa.
I'm prepared to be pleasantly surprised. I've been hurt before. Yeah,
They're 1 and 4. Woo. Wow. Okay, man.
All right. Then the Florida
Gators.
Gators.
All right, Florida Gators.
All right, let me go through this.
All right.
They host the Florida Atlantic. Anybody? Owls.
Owls. Yeah.
To open. Then the Campbell Camels, who John Summerall has coached against before, believe it or not.
Really?
Campbell Camels. In week 2. Then at Auburn, that is, again, as John had hypothesized, his first SEC game. And gosh, I can't call that one. Maybe Auburn goes 2 and 3 in that one, but I'm just a Summerall guy. So they got that. He'll go 2 and 0 heading to Auburn. If he wins against Auburn, then the Gator Nation will be totally enthused. Ole Miss in Gainesville.
With Trinidad Chambliss back. Hey, he's getting to play.
Yeah. That's crazy too.
Wow.
And then at Missouri.
At Missouri.
4 and 1. 3 and 2 at worst. I think Missouri's decimated. Missouri's quietly doing okay. They've got former Ole Miss quarterback Austin Simmons. Missouri's done pretty well in the transfer portal. They have the SEC's leading rusher coming back, and Ahmad Hardy. Missouri, 3 and 2 for Florida after the first 5.
I'm going to say possibly 4 and 1 in their first 5. They're certainly going to win the first 2. That game at Auburn could be a little dicey.
Everybody in the SEC can't be 3 and 2 and 4 and 1 in the first 5.
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to say
You're giving a lot of people a lot of love.
They're going to beat Missouri. I'm going to say 4 and 1. I'm going to say Florida starts out 4 and 1, and the one's either going to be Auburn or Ole Miss. That's going to be they're going to win one of those and lose one of those.
I don't think they beat Ole Miss. They may not beat Missouri. Missouri, I'm having a hard time drawing a read on because they lost a lot, but they got a lot. Missouri's doing well in the NIL generation.
And I want to say I read something where Missouri, what type of financial hit I read something about Missouri and some type of cash flow stream coming into Columbia, but I can't recall exactly what it was.
All right. Georgia comes in, the defending SEC champion.
Well, there'll be Georgia's tomorrow. Georgia will be our featured school tomorrow. We're going to drag this out. We're gonna have a team a day.
So one team a day. I thought we were going to go through. All right.
So Georgia will be our team tomorrow.
Okay.
On the program, but Florida, and then the remainder of their schedule. There, we don't want to jump too far ahead, but I think they got Florida State end of the year, which there again will Norvell even be there by then.
Now,
a lot of people are thinking that he will not be.
Quick thing to bring up, and we love our chatters. Our buddy Ty.
Okay.
He says this. Deuce is up to the same old stuff he did with Auburn now that Chambliss is coming back. Now, the Trinidad, great guy, great kid, I think. Really good player. Terrific story. Division II to a star in the SEC and all of that. So I'm rooting for him, but he gets an extra year of eligibility just because some judge in rural Mississippi says that he can't.
Yep.
There he is. That's not right. I'm not for
what's going on with my screen today.
I'm not for, again, Mr. Technology. I'm all for, Trinidad Chambliss and everything, but he should not get the extra year. But now that he is back and he is going to be the starter for Pete Golding's club, Deuce Knight, who transferred to Ole Miss with the probable assurance that Chambliss isn't coming back. Well, now Chambliss is coming back, and he's thinking, whoa.
I need to move on.
Hey, can I go ahead and just get out before this thing really gets started? I know classes are underway, but, man, I ain't doing this. I want to go to a place where I don't have to compete for the job. I want to go to a place where I am given the job.
Sure. Yeah. I hear you. I will say this, though, Barry, and I really don't have a dog in the fight. But I'm, if you're asking me, and if I've got to say yay or nay, I'm okay with Trinidad Chambliss coming back because as a connoisseur and of college football, and I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching that young man play, and to know that I've got another year of seeing number 6 with the Ole Miss Rebels, I'm in.
Yes,
I guess I'm good for it.
Again, Chambliss, I think, could be an NFL quarterback, but according to everything, he was going to get like $6 million to come back to Ole Miss. Well, there's a lot of different back chat about the reaction. There's some stuff out there that is just simply not true. Here's a note. There is a website out there, fans, that's called On3.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
On3.com. There is also an Instagram account, a Twitter account called No3.
No3. Oh.
That is a parody account, and they're saying that Deuce Knight is transferring and all this kind of stuff. No. There's a lot of media outlets that are picking up on that. No3.com is a parody account. So if you start looking at that and saying, oh my gosh, well, I know that Deuce is probably disappointed.
Yeah, where is Deuce now?
He's at Ole Miss.
Okay. Yeah.
So
was it Auburn at one time?
Was it Auburn? Was a Notre Dame commitment until Auburn coughed up some money.
Yeah. So here's
was a Notre Dame commitment. Was never at Notre Dame, but was a Notre Dame commitment for a long time.
Yeah. So here's a guy that thought he was going to start at Auburn. They bring in more transfer quarterbacks. Jackson Arnold hangs around for a while, and Deuce doesn't get to play. And with Trinidad Chambliss coming back, I can see that he could probably not be real happy about that situation. But it's there again, as I said, is just a guy with, a dog not in the fight. I'm thinking, wow, I'm looking forward to seeing Trinidad Chambliss. He's an exciting player. He's fun to watch. Nothing against. I mean, I just don't like. I just don't like quarterbacks with the number 6. Just never have liked. Nothing against Charlie Trotman, who wore 6 at Auburn.
No kidding.
Baker Mayfield. I don't like him in number 6.
What in the world is wrong with
Shook of the New Orleans Saints at number 6?
What about former BYU quarterback Mark Wilson, who wore number 6?
How about Robbie Bosco? Was he
I
number
think
6?
Bosco was 9.
9.
There were not a lot of
Blake
great
Sims
famous.
number 6 at Alabama. Was he number 6?
I think so. Yeah, that's a good get too.
I just don't know. That's never been one of my favorite numbers.
Yeah.
Now I'll play the 6 on a craps table. That's about the only time I'll have anything to do with the 6. But
yeah,
I don't like taking a 6 on my scorecard. Even on a par 5, I don't want to take a 6.
You don't like taking a 6 as a prom date.
I don't.
Yeah. So you got Trinidad Chambliss getting another year. Why does he get another year? I don't know. Let's the judge flip a coin. A rural judge in Northwest Mississippi.
What county in Mississippi was that judge?
Heck,
really,
I don't know. It was, it's one of those counties. Mississippi's got 100 counties.
Yeah.
Georgia's got 100. Alabama's got 67. Mississippi's got 67.
Really? I didn't know Mississippi has the same number of counties as Alabama.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I spent 3 days in Mississippi up until 3:00 yesterday morning.
Yeah.
In
Georgia's got counties about as big as my car hood.
Yeah, I know. They got 100 of them, and
they got some small. There's some sections of Georgia you can go from one county to the other in like half a mile.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I just moved. I just got into this county. Now I'm leaving and going into another one. How does that work?
Yeah, there's a little bit of politics involved in all that. But Chambliss, there's really no solid comparison to the Bediako thing, except that Chambliss, he started in college and he's been in college the whole time. He didn't leave and come back. But petitioning for an extra year just because he wants one?
Well, there again, as we've talked about,
that's a bad precedent.
Is this an NCAA issue? If they got to get their house in order, I believe they do. There's way too many chinks in the armor. Too many people are finding ways to kind of circumnavigate the system.
Well, good luck. Good luck trying to keep lawyers from trying to fight the system, because this is just lawyers saying, I can get some billable hours out of this deal. I can take a shot at it. I mean, you can find a judge somewhere who will do pretty much whatever you ask if there's something in it for him. So, it's what you need to have is people adhering to the rules of the NCAA and then getting rid of lawsuits over every little thing.
Yeah, and I'm not.
The rules should be the rules.
I'm just curious. This judge an Ole Miss fan? Ole Miss grad? I'm just wondering, is he a Mississippi State fan? I think I'm going to let this guy go back to Ole Miss for another year and play football. I don't know. Just those are things that I think about. Maybe I
don't know if he is. I don't know if he isn't, but he's in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, and probably
that's about 80% of the state. You got to narrow that down a little bit.
Fair point, but you can get some judge. It doesn't really matter. If he's got any leanings or any fandom or whatever, he just wakes up one morning and says, I think I'll do it. The guy's a judge of a county that has like 6,000 people. All of a sudden, he's dictating policy to the NCAA. Hey, all right, look at me. Maybe sometimes they're doing it because they're on a little bit of a power trip. It could be anything.
Could be. So, you never know.
All right. Well, you stop it, man. I only have a certain amount of gigabytes on my phone's memory. The Phantom's Daily Dog is coming up. Stop texting me. Shut up, Barry. Let's get
no release before it's time, like a good wine, as they say. So, there was our starting 5 for the Florida Gators. Tomorrow, we'll check on the starting 5 for the Georgia Bulldogs as we continue our series of the starting 5. I know it's not basketball. It's the first 5 games of their football schedule this fall. It's kind of a clever way to label it.
Ty also points out Florida has 67 counties too. That is true. I did know that. I used to be able to tell you, I grew up in Florida, lived there for many
was
many
there
years.
a time back in the day where there was like 67 was the number? Obviously, Georgia didn't follow that.
I mean, 67 is an arbitrary number, but Florida had 67. I used to be able to tell you the county seat of every county. I used to be able to name every county in Florida and the county seat of every county in Florida.
How coincidental is it that 3 states that border each other all have 67 counties? I mean, come on. Somebody had to say something. I don't believe that just happened. Seems a little.
Now somebody's saying who are the great football number 67s out there? I don't know. Come on, John's talking about. I hate a number 6 quarterback.
I don't know many good 67s. I'll have to
Nah,
look
there's
that
not a
one
whole
up.
lot of good 67s.
Roger Schultz was 66. I know that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Longshore and McKnight, in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 21 minutes past the hour here on this Monday, President's Day. A lot of people have the day off. I hope you enjoy it. Not sure what the weather is good for today. Let me check my handy-dandy weather forecast. I've been looking at that thing a lot today. I'm still on Washington, D.C. weather. Okay, 55 degrees, cloudy most of the day today. I guess you could get outside and I don't know. It says the sun's coming out today. High 69. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Hit the links. Is this the right day? Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. There you have it.
Thank you, Ben Lang. Now we can move on to the Daily Dog.
Daily Dog.
Yes,
sir.
It has gained its own subset of fans. Everybody loves Longshore McKnight. We get that. Some people, the word around the street is, man, gosh, C.J. Duncan, can't get enough of him. Love me some Travis Wright.
Oh, yeah.
Got Brian Matthews. But the thing not to miss, the thing you got to hit every day is the Phantom's Daily Dog.
Cool. Boy, tell me about
people
it.
say that about restaurants. Man, they've got a great filet mignon. I like the rice pilaf on the side, but, oh, man, you have got to get the braised mushrooms or something. That's like us. Man, we love Longshore McKnight, especially when they riff on something just off the top of their heads. They're funny, they're insightful, they're handsome, all that stuff. But, man, do not miss that Phantom's Daily Dog. Oh,
don't miss it. Yeah. And Barry, I will admit, come on, we're going to shoot straight with you here. It had been a tough week for the Daily Dog. The dog was limping, foaming at the mouth. And we had to get a rabies shot, basically.
As Elvis would say, he was caught in a trap.
Caught in a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got out of that trap, Barry, on Saturday. Our dog for the weekend, our Friday show, we always release a dog. Could be Friday, could be Saturday, could be Sunday because, it's a weekend. Our Daily Dog took place on Saturday. And it took place in Gainesville, Florida, where the high-flying Gators, the defending national champs, were hosting the bluest of blue bloods in college basketball in terms of the SEC. The Kentucky Wildcats.
Wildcats, yep.
And, Florida won the game. Check the score. Last I checked, 92 was more than 83.
Yep.
Gators won the game. But fortunately for the Phantom and his daily dog followers, the dog covered the spread. Catching 11.5, I believe it was at tip.
Okay.
And we cover that. Yeah, 11.5 plus 83. Yeah, that covers 92 points. So the daily dog hits over the weekend. We finally get off the mat, so to speak, after a tough week, and in the week with a win. Going into today.
Yeah. All right.
And as I mentioned earlier, I'm scanning the scoreboard to see what options I have, and there's no NBA till Thursday, which might not be a bad thing now that I think about it.
Lately, it's not been good.
No.
To the Phantom.
No, it's not. So, Barry, we got a lot of games tonight in college football that deal with programs. Well, how can I say this nicely? Deal with programs that maybe our viewing and listening audience are not overly familiar with.
That's well put. Look at you. That just rolled right off the tongue.
But there was a couple of matchups that definitely caught my attention. And one of them is tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
I love it. Oh, I would have never thought that this would be a Phantom pick. Not because these aren't two really good teams. This will be a spectacular game.
I think so too.
But I didn't think the Phantom would take this game because, holy smokes, these are two really good teams, and it's going to be highly competitive.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that the Phantom would have a strong opinion on this one because this may be the best game of the week.
Well, Barry, this is taking place at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa. Is the hotel chain based in Iowa? What's the deal there?
Something about I think Hilton Arena. I thought it was Paris Hilton Arena.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they do have video at Paris and at
they
Hilton.
do. More do they?
They have. Anyway, then this is top 5, people.
Yes, it is top 5.
This may be the best game that the Phantom will pick all year.
And I get it. I mean, we got Southeast Louisiana and East Texas A&M at 1:00 this afternoon.
Again, it's been 3 weeks since John was even apprised that there was such a thing as East Texas A&M.
True.
But yeah, number 5, Iowa State hosting number 3, Houston. Two of the best teams. These two teams may meet again, not in the conference tournament.
True.
But in the Final Four.
We got Syracuse at Duke at 6. This game scheduled to tip at 8:00. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows?
And he was thinking about Duke-Syracuse because Syracuse is not
terrible.
very good.
No, they're not. But
Duke is like a 20-point favorite. So,
listen to this, Barry. Number 3, Houston, playing number 5, Iowa State, and the Cougars are a 2.5-point underdog. Okay, they're on the road.
They're on the road. Yeah. Iowa State's good. Iowa State's 22-3.
Yeah.
Houston is 23-2. This is going to be great.
I am taking the 2.5 in the Houston Cougars on the road tonight.
Yeah.
I am taking the points here in this game. I like the value of the Cougars catching 2.5. I'm going to grab them.
Yeah.
That is today's Phantom Daily Dog. It's a late one, 8 p.m. on ESPN tonight, but it's worth watching. I'm sure my man Bart Heisch will text me sometime tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You watching this game? Already on it.
On it in more ways than one. Bart has talked about Iowa State before. They've got this guy from some Slavic country named Momcilovic.
Yep.
Leads him in scoring. The guy can shoot the eyes out of it. He's averaging 51% on his three-pointers. The guy can shoot it.
All right, so Bart texted me yesterday at 5:25.
Of course he did.
I think I was in the airport when this happened. He said Northern Iowa, Murray State, Belmont. Is there a Murray State, Belmont, or did he just add another word?
No, there's Murray State and there's Belmont. Those are two different entities.
He said Northern Iowa, Murray State, Belmont, then ESPN2. So maybe those 3 teams were playing on ESPN2 yesterday, but obviously he's high on those 3.
Oh, okay.
He says the freshman Smiley is an assassin. I'm not sure what team Smiley plays for, but
I don't know, but that's a terrible name for an assassin. Let's give this one to Smiley.
You know, he's like the golf commentator for Golf Channels. Smiley Kaufman.
Smiley. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Except he spells it Smyly or something goofy.
So, that'd be a pretty cool name if you're a golfer. You don't want to be
you don't want to be an assassin named Smiley.
No. And boy, what about Scheffler yesterday? 7 under through 7 in some pretty tough conditions out at Pebble Beach for the AT&T.
By the way, he was talking about Belmont Murray State.
Belmont is in Nashville. Okay.
Yeah, Belmont beat Murray State in Murray, Kentucky, 87-70. The only thing any of you would probably ever know about Murray State is that, number one, Ja Morant played there. Ja Morant, a star for the Memphis Grizzlies. And number two, Alabama basketball hired Mark Gottfried from Murray State. He had been the head coach of the Racers. And plus, Murray State was in the College World Series last year. So, all right.
Godfrey came from Murray State?
Yep.
Huh. I thought it was like at UCLA or something.
He had been.
Yeah.
But he was an assistant at UCLA, but he was a head coach at Murray State.
Then was he ever the coach at UCLA for like a minute? No? That was somebody else?
Yeah, he was under Jim Herrick when Herrick was the coach at UCLA.
Okay. Then he went to NC State. Got in a little trouble, I believe.
Well,
maybe.
Which probably precludes him from having any sort of commentary on Nate Oates' selfishness, because anybody who has ever had a single blemish against them is unable to comment on Nate Oates because anyway, so just to make sure we get this on here.
Yes.
Again, the Phantoms Daily Dog today is
the Houston Cougars, not the Rockets. The Houston Cougars catching 2.5 at Iowa State, 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN. And Theotis, yes, I believe Murray, Kentucky is close to Paducah. I've heard my mother mention Murray many times. I've never been to Murray, but I believe it is close to Paducah in Western Kentucky. I've never been to the campus of Murray State.
I've never been either. We got a lot of questions here. Kirk is a question asker.
Love the questions.
Kirk Lehman. He'll ask, Ty did all of this. He says, did Deuce Knight take all his Ole Miss stuff down on social media? No, that was that No 3 report that is kind of a parody account. Plainsman Preston says, why do most Florida car tags say Sunshine State, but some show the county instead? That's because they all used to show the county back in the day, and evidently they let some of those old tags grandfather in. You just keep renewing them and keep renewing and keep renewing them. I used to be able to tell you like Alabama used to have the numbers of the counties on there. Lee County was number 43. Florida was the same way. I grew up in Brevard County, which was number 19.
I believe Butler County was
in
10.
Gulf County. Yeah,
and they're in Greenville. They were 10. Robbie, can you help us out with that? I believe it was 10.
They don't do that anymore because spies and bad people would track people's cars because of the county they were in. Hey, this guy's out of town. Let's steal his car or let's break in or something like that. More to come in just a moment. We've got
Tuscaloosa was 63, if you were curious, Barry.
I remember that. Yes, I do remember that. Birmingham is 1. I get why they got rid of those, but I used to pride myself in being able to know every number in Florida. Oh, that's Dade County, or that's Pasco.
There'd be a number that you'd go, wait a minute, 44? What county's 44? Or what county is 18? You'd go, wait a minute. I hadn't seen an 18 tag in a while.
18?
Yeah, what county?
It'd be like
18?
Washington County, which has like 14 people in it or something.
No. They went. It was Birmingham. It was Jefferson, Mobile, Montgomery were 1, 2, and 3.
And then
I believe Huntsville was 47, maybe.
Yeah, you would think
that.
Huntsville, but no. Yep.
But so they went alphabetical order from 4 to 67. They went by the alphabet. So Watauga was 4. Maybe I don't know who was.
See, now you've got yourself into trouble. John will talk himself into a hole, and he'll say, "Barry, help me out of this." John's going to try to. Let's not have John try to name every county in Alabama alphabetically.
Bullock's 9. I do know that. Butler's 10.
Oh,
Lee County's 43.
can somebody put me out of my
Tuscaloosa was 63.
It was. How do we stop him? Gurn,
Winston was 67, I
plug
believe.
we can pull.
Baldwin is 5. Thank
Can we
you.
get some
Baldwin.
sort
I
of-
said Barber. You're right. Baldwin County is number 5. I should know that.
Can there be
What
some
time does
sort
that
of,
spin down there?
is there like a shepherd's hook we can pull over like they did in the Gong Show and get him off of there? Because, stay with us. More to come in just a moment. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Okay, 24 minutes to the top of the hour on this Monday. Another note that I noticed over the weekend, and I understand, Barry, there was some unhappiness about it. I didn't realize Stallion fans were this into it, but they revealed a new uniform for the Birmingham Stallions of the UFL over the weekend, and Stallion fans weren't real happy about it. Can't say I'm thrilled about it either. I mean, it's not the best looking color combination. They're using that kind of faded mustard color that the Saints wear from time to time that I don't particularly like either, but I don't know why the Stallions felt like they needed to have a uniform change.
Oh, because of the new regime. You have got A.J. McCarron as your coach. I mean, this is UFL championship written all over it. I know of 2 Stallions fans, and one of them I'm not even sure of, my buddy Josh Boutwell.
Yeah.
My buddy Greg Bowen, who lives up in Prattville, big Stallions fan. The
road uniforms don't look too bad.
Well, the gold, the whole thing kind of reminds me of Tuskegee.
Yep.
If you've ever seen the Tuskegee uniforms,
sure,
they're pretty fresh. It looks like Tuskegee. What I'm wondering is how much
new helmets too. I like the old helmet design. I'm not sure I like the new one.
Well, John used to watch Cliff Stout.
Yeah, boy.
Back in the days with the old Stallion helmet on when he was patrolling the hard as heck AstroTurf at Legion Field on, what was it, John? Quarter beer day at the USFL games?
Oh, it's great. Thursday nights, we go over there to Legion Field, quarter beer, sit in the end zone. It was great.
Yeah, sit in the end zone seats for cheap, watch the Stallions versus the Oakland Invaders on some rusty seats in the end zone after paying some guy $10 to park, and he doesn't even own the lot. It's just some guy.
I think the head coach was the late great Raleigh Dotch.
Raleigh Dotch was the head coach. Cliff Stout was the quarterback.
Yeah, was former Steeler.
Robin Earl was the tight end. Do not ask me how I
Robin
know that.
Earl.
Yeah.
I think Joe Cribbs played for the Stallions.
Joe Cribbs played for the Stallions.
Yeah.
These are
Joey
different
Jones
Stallions
played for the
today.
Stallions. Sure
Former
did.
guest on the program.
Matter of fact, I think Charlie Trotman, this is his second reference today on the program. He played for the Stallions, I believe.
Yep.
Played defensive back for the Stallions, I think. But
QB for the Auburn Tigers. Yeah.
I wonder, I just get the sense that the Stallions are hanging by a thread, that they're lucky to have this franchise because they kind of hit the reset button and some teams left markets they were in or even just folded altogether. Birmingham somehow kept their UFL team. But the few times I've seen the Stallions on, there's just not a lot of people there.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it. Birmingham, other than college football, is a crappy sports town. It really is.
Their baseball
Birmingham
team, does the minor league team get anybody to watch them?
I like Regents Park.
Yeah.
And the Barons are fun. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'll watch a Birmingham team, but the Birmingham people don't watch a Birmingham team. I'm not a Birmingham native, and glad I'm not. But I mean, I'll watch them. If I had the chance and it was convenient, I'd go watch Birmingham. I was in Birmingham yesterday. Dee and I went again to granddaughter's birthday party, and Birmingham is better, particularly the South Side, but like their G League team, they have a basketball team at the BJCC. The Birmingham Squadron.
And they're moving.
They're moving. Yeah, the Pelicans. Get this: the Pelicans, who's the parent home. The Pelicans say that the Birmingham Squadron is not drawing enough, which is extraordinarily pot calling the kettle black. Wait a minute. When the Pelicans say that you aren't drawing enough, then it must be pretty bad.
I'm trying to think of other cities that you would compare with Birmingham. And did Louisville, Kentucky get a UFL team? Because that, to me, Louisville and Birmingham are kind of the same size, same type market, maybe.
Much better sports town in Louisville. Much better. Their
Because
minor league team is the standard for minor league teams. They've got an ACC school there. That's usually pretty successful.
I mean, Birmingham's kind of a unique because it's not San Antonio, which has
it
an
could
NBA
have been
team.
Atlanta, but didn't get.
But I'm trying to just think of a town that's that size, that demographic, that kind of geographical makeup. Louisville kind of came to mind. Knoxville, I think it's not as big as Birmingham.
No, I think it is. Not Memphis. That's a difficult. Little Rock, maybe? Little Rock. Is Birmingham better than Little Rock?
I think it's bigger. Little Rock's got a lot of very wealthy companies.
And it was a great song by Reba McEntire.
Yeah. I think Little Rock's smaller. Jackson is definitely smaller. Jackson's probably closer to Montgomery.
Little Rock has got a presidential library there.
Yeah, it does.
That I've been there. I've been to that presidential library in Little Rock before. And it was pretty interesting. Now,
How about Raleigh, North Carolina?
The thing, Little Rock's presidential library was really good. And I thought her husband had a prominent role in they had a couple of exhibits about him too in there.
They certainly did. I will say this, Barry, now that you bring it up.
Yes.
Is I'm looking at the Oval Office Saturday afternoon.
You broke me with the auto pen thing. I had no idea.
I'm telling you, you look it up. It's the it's Wall of Fame
you.
outside. He doesn't even have Biden's picture, just has a picture of the auto pen. But he does call him Sleepy Joe in the plaque underneath the photo.
That's wrong.
And actually the brass plate that tells you, you should know what president, Abe Lincoln, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to that one, it doesn't say Joe Biden. It says auto pen on the plaque, on the little brass plate on the picture.
I could name all the presidents in order.
No way. No way.
Yep. I can do that. But You got me on the auto pen reference to Joe Biden.
Yeah, look it up.
Or Trump did.
It's unbelievable. So, Bear, I will say this, that you bring up Clinton. Clinton's the kind of guy I'd like to have a beer with. I mean, I think Bill could, you could tell you some stories and, have a beer with
politically, I'm middle of the road. I lean a little bit more conservatively, but not a lot. I consider myself a conservative, but more middle of the road. But you give me Bill Clinton, John Longshore, Barack Obama.
I could probably hang with
and
Barack,
me.
Yeah.
That would not be a bad evening to just hang.
Yeah, sure. So did you really put those brackets together? Did you really know the teams you were moving up there when you did those brackets, Mr. President?
Really? All right, Bill, just between us guys, Jennifer Flowers, okay?
Well, I'm looking into the Oval Office on Saturday afternoon, and one of the first things I thought of was, so Monica Lewinsky was probably right there.
Heck, if he's doing that with Biden's picture, he might have a little magic.
No, he had Clinton's picture there. Yeah, Clinton's picture was there. They were all there. Biden's was the only one that was not. Had an auto pin instead. But yeah, I'm looking at the Oval Office. I'm thinking, okay.
Disrespectful.
So that's where Monica was. Interesting.
I'd be more along the lines of, I think that's where Warren Harding and Nan Britton, back in the black and white days.
Yeah, wasn't that Warren G. Harding?
Warren G. Harding.
Warren G. Harding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was G stood for Gamaliel. Don't ask me how I know that, but it's true.
Wow. What? I guess you did know all the presidents. I would have not known that at all.
Yeah. Not many people.
But
doesn't do me.
Yeah. So yeah, Stallions get a new uniform. I don't get it. And they play there at where who has more fans regularly? UAB football or the Stallions? Yeah, that's a tough one.
350 to 225 or something. I don't know.
So I've always heard this, and I don't think it can happen since it's part of the system, similar to UCLA is part of the University of California. But I've always wondered if UAB just changed their name to Birmingham, like Memphis and
Louisville, yeah,
and some of these other schools that just use the city name, and it's not, UAB. Would that make it a bigger deal?
That would help.
Or if people did not feel like they had some tie to the University of Alabama system?
There is one of my great friends, great guy, David Crane, the voice of the Blazers. I got to spend time with him this summer. Super guy. And I brought this up before, because even some of the smaller schools, Louisville is University of Louisville. Memphis is the University of Memphis, used to be Memphis State. All of that. But the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
No.
They just call it Chattanooga. The name of the university is still the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Same thing, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. They just call them Charlotte. That is a great bit of public relations. It still can be the linchpin of the University of Alabama system. But still call it, it's still officially called the University of Alabama at Birmingham, but just call it Birmingham. Hey, Birmingham.
And we change AUM to Montgomery? For some reason, why did they change their name? I mean, they were the Senators forever. And they changed it to the Warhawks or something.
Yeah, the Warhawks.
What is a Warhawk? Is that like a cartoon character?
Well, I know, like Louisiana Monroe was the Warhawks because there used to be a World War II era plane called the Warhawk that used to manufacture in Monroe. So they had that.
There you have it.
I don't get the Warhawk reference to Montgomery. So
it was the senator thing like political because it was in Montgomery, and
there's nothing wrong with that.
Should they call them the Governors? Isn't there a team that's called the Governors?
Austin P.
Yes. Get it? Because Austin's the state capital of Texas, I guess. Maybe.
No, Austin P's in Tennessee, and there was a guy in Tennessee named Austin P. And he was
the governor. There you have it. See, you learn some history here, folks.
There you go. You know the middle name of Warren Harding, and you know that Austin Peay was the governor of Tennessee. All this is free of charge.
And some people that did not know learned about the auto pen today.
I had no idea. I had somebody text me and tell me. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, ample time for the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel with the very probable reason because we've accidentally hit on about 3 of the topics that he had researched. But that's coming up. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Ram Truck Month is here at Star. Ram Truck Month is here at Stivers, Alabama's #1 volume CDJR dealer. New Rams, 19 grand off or 0% for 6 years.
I'm rooting for us here.
Yeah.
We can't say enough about those Ram trucks. Goodness
You
gracious,
ain't kidding.
Awesome vehicles.
They are awesome.
So what do you say we just plow forward?
Barry, if you just do like I did and you Google wall of presidents at the White House, it'll pop up for you and you can look at it because
I didn't even know there was one. I mean, I know Warren G. Harding's middle name, but I did not know that there was a what did you go wall of presidents?
When it pops up, the first thing you're gonna see is 2 pictures of Trump and then the auto pen
All
picture
right, let's see.
in between them. So you can see that for yourself right there. And that is exactly what I saw on Saturday.
On your tour. How about that?
I thought, really? I thought that was a myth. No, it is true. You can see it right there on the internet. If
along the west colonnade of the White House.
Yep.
It was installed by President Trump just this last September. No wonder I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
According to Wikipedia, which is not the greatest source, the display features portraits of every U.S. president in gold frames, with the notable exception of Joe Biden, whose portrait Trump replaced with a photograph of an auto pen.
Yeah.
The president stated that the display was inspired by a similar walk of fame he had seen at a Hilton hotel, which I had stayed in over the week. So, yeah.
Walk of Fame at a Hilton hotel. Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Let's go to the break. We'll feel good about this break. This break is coming, and it's going to be seamless. And then
the
Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel, Longshore and McKnight, Association Yellowhammer News, presented Bud Light.
Ram Truck Month is here at Stivers, Alabama's #1 volume CDJR dealer. New Rams, 19 grand off or 0% for 6 years. And heavy duties, 14 grand off. Backed by Ram's 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Only at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The President's Day sales event is on at Stivers, Alabama's #1 volume CDJR dealer. Grand Cherokees under 27 grand or up to 15 grand off. Wranglers, 14 grand off. And Gladiators, 16 grand off. Only at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Love is in the air, and so is your chance to win during Victoryland Casino's BMW and 25K giveaway. Drive away in a brand new BMW or win your share of $25,000 in free play. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Stop by the Players Club and fall in love with this month's exciting free play promotions. There's more ways to win at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Located off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings February 27th and 28th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
The more chances the more times you visit Victoryland, the better your chances of winning during the BMW 25K giveaway. So make sure you head out there where you can be a winner too at Victoryland. All right, it looks like 6 topics on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It is spinning away, ready to go on this President's Day. What do we got?
Snow flurries.
Okay, what do we got here? Snow flurries?
Snow flurries.
I'm in. I've seen enough snow over the last couple of days.
Oh, Brian Fleury. Oh, I was about to say, did we misspell flurries? We did not. Seahawks, they lose their offense coordinator, Clint Kubiak. He's the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. They replace him with 49ers quarterback coach, Brian Fleury. I like that. Defending Super Bowl champions. Kubiak spent 1 year as Seattle's offensive coordinator, replacing current Alabama offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb. So he spent 1 year as Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. and they win the Super Bowl, and he gets an NFL head coaching job.
How about that?
Ryan Grubb spends 1 year as Seattle's offense coordinator, gets fired, and becomes the offense coordinator in college at the University of Alabama.
And a lot of people aren't real happy about that, actually. He's got a lot to prove in year 3 of the Kalen DeBoer regime.
Year 2 of Ryan Grubb, he better make some headway. All right.
Yeah, neither one of them will be there if he doesn't.
All right.
Tighten
5
up.
to go. 5 to go.
5 more to go here. We have not seen these topics, so we're not sure what we're. Oh, heartbreak.
How come Auntie is such a big font and Heartbreak is so small?
Heartbreak in Fayetteville.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak. Ooh, Daytona.
Elliott and Keselowski. Let's see. This is the final lap. Oh,
trouble.
no. Whoa, hey. Whoa.
Just trying to get out of the way.
Back in. Look at that purple car back there. How that purple car avoided.
Now, how these guys, you talking about whoosh.
Did he get bumped?
Oh,
Did somebody hit his bumper? Harvick? I'm sorry. Hochevar?
He's leaking oil there. He is way back in the pack after that little
heartbreak.
Wrecks there.
Who did win that thing?
Real. Man, Michael Jordan.
Riley Herbst.
Tyler Riddick.
Oh, Tyler Reddick went ahead of see, a lot of these guys, the names aren't familiar. Elliott and Keselowski, but it's not Chase, it's not Wild Bill Elliott, Wild Bill from Dawsonville. It's Chase Elliott. You got to remember, because all those old guys who were able to live through it, they have kids that get into it as well. Makes me nervous. There we go. All right.
Let's go. Got 4 more to go here. What do we got?
That's like when you're coming back from a long trip and you're almost home, but you got to stop at that skanky bathroom in the gas station over there that has
it's so bad.
Homemade pork rinds.
Romancing the Stone.
Oh.
Romancing the Stone. Oh, here we go.
Double touching. This was the one. Double touching.
No double touching.
When you get rid of the stone, you can't touch it again. Yeah, and this happened. They've got stop action, slow motion photography of this. The officials, Canadian men's captain Brad Jacobs is ticked.
They're not happy.
The stone, the rock, He said after Sweden, they ended up accusing them of it, and now everybody is on the British curlers, the Canadian curlers. Everybody's, all mad at each other. Whew. Should referees use video replays for curling? Barry says no. Who cares? Video replays, trash talking. It's curling, John.
It's curling. Come on. Who sang the theme song for the Michael Douglas hit movie Romancing the Stone?
Oh, I don't know, but Kathleen Turner was.
Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen.
Was that the?
No, the theme song was Romancing the Stone. That was the name of the song, and he was the singer.
Oh, I thought you were saying Caribbean Queen.
That's a lost archive from the 80s there.
Yeah, you'll see that on Yacht Rock, maybe on John's favorite XM.
Love Yacht Rock.
Back at it. Here
Love
we
the guy that does the DJing on Yacht Rock. His voice is great.
I know 2 guys who could do it. Probably too expensive for him. John and I could totally host Yacht Rock. Sunday night show. Falling short.
Oh, Scotty, but he had a great day. 63 at Pebble Beach. He was 7 under after the first 7 holes.
Yeah, but he was horrendous in the first round.
Yeah, he was.
I've always wondered about it. Other than weather, he shot like a 75 in the first round?
Yeah, look at this.
And a 63. How do you make up 12?
Got sweaters on, winds blowing.
Well, that's always the way. It's always cold up there.
Well, earlier in the week, it was beautiful. The wind wasn't blowing. Sun was shining. Nice day, but the weather can turn on a dime out there. I can promise you. It can be warm one day and freezing the next.
Got it.
All right. Wait a minute. It was Eddie Grant. Oh, was it Eddie Grant? I thought it was Billy Ocean.
But Eddie Grant was the one who sang Electric Avenue.
Huh.
But I didn't think he sang ever anything else. Romancing the Stone.
I'm right until I'm wrong.
Well,
remember that, folks.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget, Warren G. Harding's middle name is Gamaliel. All right, back at it.
2 more to go. Red and blue for the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Ante?
Auntie, or My Women Keep Me Warm, Staying Alive.
Okay.
No, maybe this is
Kobe
the other
Bryant
one.
Trophy.
The Kobe Bryant Trophy is the NBA All-Star MVP.
What do you got to do? Just show up?
I don't know. The USA Stars team beat the USA Stripes team in 3 games. What do they have? 3 games?
Wow.
John,
I don't think they were full games, Barry, because the scores were too low.
You and I need to pretend to our viewing audience that we care enough to start taking the NBA All-Star Game more seriously.
Yeah,
so we'll tell you on the view. You know, John, we need to take the NBA All-Star Game more seriously, knowing in our hearts that we're not. They had multiple 12-minute contests.
Okay.
Is what it was.
Yeah,
okay,
I knew something because the scores were too low.
Colossal waste of time. One more.
One more. Got to spin it to make it official here on the Monday edition of the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic.
Yeah.
Where you
noted Bee Gees hit from the soundtrack of the motion picture Saturday Night Fever. Later, it was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive.
It sure was.
All right, what do you got?
Very
here?
good. I never
Men's
saw it.
hockey is killing it.
Love
they beat the Wiener Schnitzel out of Germany.
Beautiful.
5-1, final game of the prelims. They get a bye to the quarterfinals. Canada's pretty good. The Slovakians are pretty good. Finland, The U.S. went 5-1.
Yeah.
No, they were undefeated. They beat Germany 5-1.
Yeah.
3 wins, no losses, no ties. So
you go USA hockey.
yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
US 80 team.
U.S. won the 1980 gold medal famously, coached by Kirk Douglas. People forget that, who was also not Kurt Russell, not Kirk Douglas. Michael Douglas was in Romancing the Stone. That's where I got confused.
That's true.
But the U.S. hasn't won the gold medal in ice hockey since 1980.
Oh, boy. All right. Tomorrow,
yes,
we will check in with our man, Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com. Also, Travis Ryer on YouTube. Barry, did you get the clip of Travis and the fish sandwich?
Yes.
Wow, that thing looked great.
He's got great content on that YouTube channel.
That was a lot of fish on that sandwich, too.
Too
Barry,
much.
I'm telling you.
Too
that
much.
Could feed 2 people. It was great.
So
Travis will join us tomorrow as well. Obviously, we'll go over the Georgia Bulldogs and their starting 5, along with news of the day and some SEC hoops. Got a lot happening.
Yeah,
so we're looking forward to being back again tomorrow with you.
For our producer, Gurn Jr., he's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.